This week on Talk of the Town, we have another Mural Moment. We also have the Mayor's Monthly Message along with sports highlights and interviews. Over the years, Tree Mountain City has become known for its murals, adding works of art on a regular basis. With so many wonderful murals and sculptures being created, Tree Mountain fashioned a self-guided walking tour, which allows you to view these masterpieces up close while learning about the significant people and events that have helped define the life and character of this region. With summer here, Tree Mountain is encouraging residents to take time to enjoy these murals and sculptures that have won Tree Mountain Best of State Awards from 2016 to 2020, and again in 2022 and 2024. Tree Mountain also won 2020's Best of State Statue Award. Over the next few months, we'll guide you through each of these murals and sculptures, providing historical information and an up-close look from the comfort of your home.
Welcome back to another Mural Moment with Brian Mickelson. We're at a different one this week. Our next Mural Moment, we're right here at 200 East Main to discuss the Space Shuttle launch mural. The booster rockets that propelled the Space Shuttle Columbia into space on April 12, 1981 were designed and manufactured right here in Box Elder County. The program began in 1972 and its final flight on July 8, 2011 was described as both inspiring and captivating. The shuttle program represents a significant achievement for the United States space program and the people of the Bear River region who are part of its history. Visitors can view an outdoor display of solid rocket motors at the launch facility approximately 21 miles west of Tree Mountain. What's cool about this mural is it has a 3D aspect with the metal space shuttle, all of which was created by Rachel Wadsworth. This mural was funded by Tree Mountain City and Orbital ATK, or as we know it today, Northrop Grumman. Follow me next week to see where we go next.
So here we are with another mayor's message for this month of September. Lyle Holmgren.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about some of the things you want to address this month.
Well, it's been a busy month. We've had a lot going on. Clearly, there has been some tragedy that has happened over the last several weeks, and we're, the community, I think, is really. There's been a lot of grieving, a lot of sadness, and questioning how this could happen in our community. And what I really am impressed with is how the public has responded and the positive things that have taken place since all of this occurred. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I think is really notable is where this happened, the home that it happened at had some, it needed some work. The community, after this happened, got together and organized, and they went in, and with the help of many folks, many businesses and so forth, with the city, we went in and we were able to put in new sidewalk. We helped them remove the mounds of dirt and concrete and everything else that was around the building and around the home, and we replaced the sidewalk. But what was really cool is they were able to go out and they were able to get donations and everything and volunteers. And if you go over there and look at the home now, you wouldn't recognize it as the same place. It has new sod. It's been a new sprinkler system, new sidewalks, and it's just really, really nice. And so I think that just is a testament to what the kind of people that we have in our community and how they want to make a situation that was really, really sad into something that's positive. And I think that was really, really cool to see. Right after the shootings, there was a fellow that reached out to me and said, "I've got this idea." And his name is Ryan Griffiths, and he said, "I've got this idea that I heard that you can have a wreath laid at Arlington for fallen police officers." And so we started working with Senator Curtis's office, and shout out to Senator Curtis and his staff, Val Potter and some of those people who really went to work on this. And on the 10th of September, they were able to go out and they went to Arlington and they presented the wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. And then right after that, Senator Curtis had an opportunity to tell our story on the Senate floor, and it was really moving. And it just goes to show that it's the community, the state of Utah, even Congress and the Senate are concerned, and they were moved by the outpouring of support and love and kindness and everything else that happened while in our community. And I think it really goes to show what kind of a community we really are.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of tragedy lately, it seems like, and then just the anniversary of September 11th.
Yes.
On September 11th, you guys held like a community dinner. Tell us a little bit about what that was for and how.
So, Brigham City, right after COVID, Brigham City started to holding these community barbecues, and they'd hold it in the fall. And Mayor Bott called me one day and said, "We've got this idea. We want to do a combined sort of get-together barbecue." And he says, "Don't you do a thing. We will do it all." We did set up the tables and tents and things like that, but they really did do everything. They went out and got donations for the hamburgers and hot dogs and ice cream sandwiches and everything else, and had a band come and spend some time with us. And it was just a lovely evening. It was wonderful to be able to get together and share time with Brigham City and Garland, and just have time to get together and be a community and enjoy one another's company. We had about, I think they figured we had about 700 people there.
Wow.
So it turned out to be really good.
I know efforts have been made in a lot of ways by a lot of different people, but there's talks of like with what's happening at Midland Square, there's an area for our officers. There's talk of maybe a mural. There's other ways that we can honor these fallen heroes. What are some of the things in the works?
Okay, Mayor Bott reached out right after this occurred, and he says, "I want to do something special for Brigham City, and this will be from our family, the Bott family, to Tremonton." So as we're moving along and things are actually coming together with Midland Square, we should be able to start seeing things really come together over the next little bit. And I'm hoping everything will be done in October. On the northeast quadrant over there, there's a kind of a quarter circle area provided for city, for firefighters, for police, and that kind of thing. Well, no way we would have known anything this tragic would happen. But Mayor Bott reached out and said, I want to donate a monument, 8 feet high, about 30 some odd inches wide, and 4 inches thick. And on that is going to be engraved a blue line down the one side of it. And in that blue line, which is going to be made out of a really nice granite, a blue granite out of Norway. And what they're going to do is they're going to inlay that blue granite into the gray granite. And in that will be the engraved Eric and Lee's names and everything. That'll be engraved in there. That will be installed, and then there's other ideas that have gone around. Some people have talked about maybe a mural, a flag, or it could be coming back with the Midland Hotel or whatever they decide to do there. We also have an artist, Val Lewis, who is a sculptor, who has also offered to do some images or sculptures of Lee and Eric that we would be able to put there as well. So it's going to be really nice. It'll be the perfect place for that kind of a recognition and honor to the officers and to those who serve.
Obviously, you guys have a lot of love and appreciation for your police department and what they do to keep our community safe. You guys recently held a special meeting where you were able to talk and get some details from Chief Cordova and be able to make some plans to make sure they're getting compensated a little more fairly.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
We had a special council meeting last week where our Chief Cordova has really been concerned about holding on to officers. They're grieving right now. They're wondering if some of them are sort of thinking, is this really the kind of career I want? Or maybe I want to go somewhere else. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to be on par with other agencies, other police departments, sheriff's departments, and so forth, our peers. So those places that maybe offer higher salary, higher wages and that kind of thing, some of our officers are saying, well, maybe I want to go that way. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to at least get paid a little bit better. So the idea was to get ourselves on par with some of these other agencies, and we had this special meeting last week, and there was a lot of support for our police officers. We appreciate them. We appreciate their what they do for us day in and day out, and we feel like as a community we need to be able to compensate them fairly for the things that they're doing. Chief Cordova is going to make some adjustments in staffing that makes it possible for us to get through this budget year, but we'll have to address this more seriously in the coming budget years and how we're going to make sure that these salaries are compensated. Our officers are compensated in a fair way. We wanted to make sure that step scale is in place, and the council adopted that step scale. Yeah. And so officers, as they're coming to work for us, they can say, well, if I'm going to stay here 10 years, I can expect this. Sort of a reassurance that, the city is interested, and they're very supportive of, me, and I can expect this down the road. They want to become an officer, so they go to training and everything. The city pays for the training, and then after a couple of years, they say, well, I can go somewhere else now and I can get a lot more money. Yeah. And so we wanted to address that. And, and so we want to make sure that officers, they stay with us. We want to hire them. We want to treat them right, and we want them to stay with us for the long haul. Because it costs too much to train somebody, and then they just turn and go to another department that pays a little bit better, that kind of thing. So we want to make sure that the officers stay with us, that they feel like this is a place where they want to be, and we want them here. Yeah. Tonight at City Council, we'll do a proclamation recognizing Lee and Eric and Mike Allred and his service dog Azula. They're going to be recognized tonight, and we're also going to talk a little bit about domestic violence, and which is something that is it's a frightening thing. It's a frightening thing for officers have to address, and when they get called on, when there's a domestic violence call, those are sometimes the most unpredictable and dangerous calls that officers can go on. So we want to recognize that domestic violence is a serious issue. It affects our community and probably most every community in Utah.
Back to Midland Square, that's coming along, but we also have Main Street that there's going to be some progress made there. Tell us a little bit about that showcase and some of those. Yeah,
so for a couple of years now, we've had a Main Street steering committee that's worked really hard on making, plans and everything, and working through the process of getting things ready to go. Well, things have finally come together, and on September the 29th from 4:30 to 7:30, we're going to have an open house. It's it's a Main Street showcase, and so what we want to do, there's been a lot of work, there's a lot of money that's been invested into planning and getting this thing to where we're at right now. And so we want to bring the public in. We want them to see what we have kind of planned. And then we want to have input from the city, from citizens. We want to show what we're going to do. And Jeff Seedall's actually got they've got it all laid out, and we're going to do it over at the Home Arts building at the fairgrounds, because it's the only building big enough to really lay this thing out. We want to lay out a section of what Main Street is really going to look like, and so you can come in and you can kind of get a feel for what it's really going to be, and then answer questions, have lots of charts and pictures and different things like that, so people can kind of really get a feel for what Main Street is going to, what the plan is for Main Street. And we have the funding. Finally, we have the funding that we can really go and do something and make a difference. And so we're really excited about that. It's going to be fun to get the community together and get ideas and input and so yeah, it's going to be a fun thing. So September 29th, 4:30 to 7:30 at the fairgrounds in the Home Arts building.
And then I know it feels like for a year, maybe even two, we've talked about so much personnel change. Manager Bill Kobabe has moved on to a different city.
Yeah.
You have Lindsay Nesson, who was the assistant city manager, before that the recorder, before that the deputy. Tell us a little bit about her and that role she's filling for now.
She's doing great. Lindsay is going to be our interim city manager. And so she will fill a role of taking care of things. And Lindsay just is great because she has such a wealth of knowledge and understanding of not just how the city works and working with department heads and all of the other things that a city manager does, but her understanding of the budget and how the budget works and is second to none. She is just fabulous, and we're blessed. We're blessed to have her helping us out during this time. I'm always watching what she's over there helping this employee over here, or she's over here helping this employee, and so she really has a broad understanding of how the city works and works really hard. She spends a ton of time making sure everything's done right and taking care of us. She can answer questions. Council members will have questions, and she can answer those questions on the fly. And just because she has such a wealth of understanding and knowledge about the city.
Yeah. And then another change, Shari Euler was with the city as the treasurer for years. She's retired. Michelle Rhodes has stepped into her role.
Yes.
Kind of tell us a little bit about all the people shifting to fulfill the office.
Well, so we want to make sure that if we can hire from within, we want to do that. We want to give our employees an opportunity to advance. Michelle has, she was in the front office and has then moved over to the treasurer, to be the treasurer. And then what we did was we were able to move some other people into the front office and give those people an opportunity to have something maybe a little more responsibility and that kind of thing. So that is something I like to see, give people that are already with us an opportunity to advance.
Talk of the Town is made possible by supportive sponsors who love our community. Show your love by supporting them today.
Great pass by Libero. Little off-center hit, but was able to get that far. Okay, great effort over here by Molly Call. That's number 33, Jaylee Water. Okay, great play by Garn. With an injury. Okay, great job right there. Green Canyon gets this one up. And a great block by the Bear. Green Canyon with the back set. Great timing. It gets in their head a little bit, Kaylin Rice tips the net. Oh. Pushes to the outside. Nice angle. Bears follow. And make it playable. Really good job. Great hit coming from Green Canyon. Green Canyon's good middle hit. Good up by the Bears. Great job by Evans. Whoa, good effort by the Bears. Free ball sent over by the Bears. This one's tight to the net.
So, Coach, obviously that game didn't come out as we wanted it to, especially coming off a great Lions game. What do you think that game really came down to?
I said it to them at the end, just barely. We need to practice more consistently. There's moments of magic and flashes of lightning where it's just beautiful volleyball on our end, and we just need to be more consistent on our side of the court of letting the ball go back on their side and let them make mistakes.
Yes, and one of those flashes of light was the third set. It was picked up, the energy was brought. What switched from the second to third set?
I think, I told them, let's emphasis on our blocking. We need to get some blocks on this team, and we came out, we got some big blocks. Robbie, whenever we get Robbie going, the whole team gets hyped. So big moments like that really draw the crowd in and get our bench going, and I think that's what happened in our third set. And big digs from Molly Call. Holy cow, she's a sophomore, she's fantastic, yeah.
Yes, we talked a lot about our hitters being really good, and we just needed more of a middle connection. Do you feel like we've achieved our goal somewhat?
I think somewhat. I would say we're about a quarter of where I want us to be. We still got a long way to go with our middle connection, but so much better than when I first met them. So super proud of them. I told them, don't hang your head on this. Like, we're a work in progress, and every single day we're at least 1% better.
This is Marilee Esquivel. Esquivel throws it up the line, right over the top. Here's the service towards the box. I should call that a shot on goal. Nice little touch there by the defender. Great defensive pressure there by the defender, Adeline. Tensmeyer. Tensmeyer just outruns the Bear River defense. Tensmeyer, and that's a save. Ball is up. Ball is high. Goalkeeper Grover coming out, puts a hand on it. Covered by the defense. Nelson Central. Great defensive stab there. Plays the ball centrally. And Johnny on the spot. Chloe Grover. Israelson to Sadler. Sadler in the box. Sadler with the cross. There's the save! Woo! Winder goes right, goes left, tries to go around the defense. She's fighting for it. Down she goes, and Chloe Grover comes out with a strong move to swallow that one up. There's the shot and the save from Chloe Grover. Sadler looking to feed her through. Great defensive header there from Bear Rivers. There's Israelson to Sadler. Sadler saved by Chloe Grover.
You knew this was going to be a tough one as you headed into this. What do you feel happened the way you guys anticipated, and what were some of the unexpecteds?
Honestly, I felt like we played a better game than the score showed. So I'd say that's an unexpected. You always hope that the battle that you're playing is going to show in the score of the game, but I don't think that's how it was. We battled really well with them today. I think we saw some really good things. It's just unfortunate that we couldn't put a goal away or stop some of their incredible shots that they sunk in the back of the net. So.
On one of the positive notes, I think our commentators were saying tonight they didn't ever score off the corner set pieces. So tell us about some of the positives that came out of today.
Yeah, that's definitely a positive. We are really susceptible to goals on set pieces, specifically corners. So I think it's a job well done to our defense on preventing that today. And we've struggled this year to really play as a cohesive team in tough games like this, and I felt like we did better than in the past about playing as a team. I didn't see any solely individual play like we have. We were really cohesive today.
And so was kind of the conversation in the circle to help the girls keep their heads up and be ready for Wednesday's game.
Yeah, just keeping things positive, knowing that Green Canyon's a tough team, and you don't ever want to expect to lose, but understanding that they're in the top every year in playoffs, and just understanding that they're a good program, and as long as we can battle and play our game, it's going to be okay. And just keep optimistic and keep the hope alive that we can keep competing with these teams. They're a good program this year. I'm pretty sure they're nationally ranked. They're the top team in the 4A. They're one of the top teams in the state. They're a good, strong, fast team. We just have to play smart and not chase. And if we can win possession, play smart. So we can expect a tough game, but hopefully we're up for the battle.
Over there. High snap, able to get it down. There's a throw, and then tackled it in. Kickoff going to be fielded again at the 5-yard line, and Bingham this time hitting it hard. Blockers in front of him, almost to the 40. One over here is Dallin Rice, and he lowers the shoulder and gets a Frank Mason
right here. We'll go again.
Might as well, and a lot more room this time. Court Riley off to the races. Really only one guy to beat, and slips.
We'll go again deep here.
Brian has to step up, and he's wrapped up. First sack of the
made some adjustments. We're gonna screen it out here.
Up to Vonk, and he'll make one guy miss. Get to the sideline. Does he get out of bounds?
I'd like to see him keep this one on the ground.
And they do with Corbin Riley. Scampers for Frank Mason first down.
Out of it by going these 3-4 yard runs every time. Here's another one.
Rice, a hard runner, gets to midfield, and I call him a little bit short. Over to the far side, good catch and run. Eli Breger with Frank Mason first down.
Bring Tossie in the backfield here.
Peterson wrapped up. Big formation. And Bear River holds him up.
Got it.
Gonna go to the air. He's got a man, and off to the races. Down the sideline, the speed. 2 plays. Ooh, muffles the snap, and Bear River take him down. This one blocked here by Bear River.
We're battling a lot of things, and a lot of things that people don't see. We're battling a lot of injuries. We're battling a lot of underclassmen that have to step up and play. But one thing I know is we have great kids, we have great coaches, and they deserve some credit because it's a hard-fought battle. It's hard to do this job. It's hard to play against these teams when you're a younger kid in there. But we fight, and I saw a much better fight in the second half, especially early on, and that was a huge key for us. But yeah, things didn't go our way. We made some mistakes. That happens. Those are things we got to correct as next week comes. So.
Guys, talking about next week, it's Bears homecoming week. What can we expect out of that game?
We want to get a win, right? I talked to the guys. It's a non-negotiable. Homecoming should be a non-negotiable. We should get a win. We should celebrate with our student body, celebrate with our fans, and I think the boys are onto that. They're on that path. And again, I know my coaches are going to get after it this weekend on game plan. I know they're going to prepare these boys, and I know the boys are going to be ready to go against Tooele. So.
Tune in next week for homecoming highlights and to stay in the know with Talk of the Town.